Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jordie Gagnon. I work for the College of Agriculture and Bioresources as the Strategic Officer for Indigenous Programs and Partnerships. For this OIR task, I have chosen to uplift Henry Beaudry, who is a Saskatchewan artist. He's also the father of a former colleague of mine, so I thought I would give a chance to uplift somebody who is kind of central to southern Saskatchewan, or central Saskatchewan, I should say. Henry Poundmaker Beaudry was born in 1921 and is the great grandson of prominent First Nation chief Poundmaker. In 1941, at the age of 19, Beaudry enlisted in the Canadian Army after seeing a poster. He received his training in Eastern Canada. One of the things that is significant about First Nations, including Henry at the time, was they saw this as an opportunity to leave the reservation and experience what the world had to offer. Before he went to war, Beaudry returned to Saskatchewan briefly before being shipped to England, as I mentioned, to marry his sweetheart, Teresa Spyglass. Together, they raised 8 children. During World War II, Beaudry saw action mostly in southern Europe, particularly Italy. He maintains that he kept an eagle feather with him throughout his time in combat. However, the day after he lost that feather, he was wounded in battle and captured by German troops. This is significant because, as you can see, even in war, they kept something as sacred as an eagle feather with them to protect them and guide them in their training. So in December of 1944, Beaudry was imprisoned at Stalag near Munich. He remained here for several months before escaping and making his way to Holland. Following liberation, Beaudry returned to Canada. He tried farming for a short time, but eventually got a job with the Canadian National Railroad. While working for CNR, Beaudry became ill with pneumonia and was laid off. It was during this illness that he began experimenting with sketches. He was encouraged to pursue his talent by a number of people and soon turned to painting. His talent is apparent and he was able to make a career out of works creating art. Beaudry is a self-taught artist and he says that he received his inspiration from his own memories and those of elders. He uses the scenes and events to tell story of his people, the Cree. Beaudry took up drawing on paper in his spare time. His son soon took to his drawings and brought them to school. He was trading and selling them. He eventually moved to painting and became a distinguished artist. His work focused heavily on stories of his time at war, native life realism, and elders, and was exhibited through the 1970s to 1990s and is represented in private and public collections across Canada. His work is often described as peaceful and idyllic. Examination of his paintings reveal his focus on relationships between people, especially family and family members. Some of the challenges that Grant experienced during his time of selling art is bringing their work to market and getting fair value for that. Many pieces of his art sold for fractions of what art produced by non-Indigenous arts may have sold for. Recognition was always another challenge. Henry, like many others, was an expressionist of his people and as is demonstrated in his work. As you'll see on the screen, mosquito, grizzly bear head, lean man reserve near North Battleford, Saskatchewan, is currently building an interpretive center and is named after Henry Beaudry and will share the Nakota story, history, and culture to visitors from around the world. This is a place that's going to share Nakota language, education, and arts for generations to come, honoring our ancestors and establishing a sense of pride in our nations, said Chief Tanya Stone, the chief of Mosquito First Nation. The nearly 14,000 square foot facility will include space for Indigenous land and language circle. It is also going to share the history and stories of residential schools and survivors. This building is scheduled to open later this year. Thank you for taking the time to watch my uplifting of Henry Beaudry. I look forward to viewing yours.